Welcome, Neo. As you no doubt have guessed, I am Morpheus.
It's an honor to meet you.
No. The honor is mine. Please, come, sit. I imagine that right now you're feeling a bit like Alice. Tumbling down the rabbit hole? Mm-hmm.
You could say that.
I can see it in your eyes. You have the look of a man who accepts what he sees because he is expecting to wake up. Ironically, this is not far from the truth. Do you believe in fate, Neo?
No.
Why not?
Because I don't like the idea that I'm not in control of my life.
I know exactly what you mean. Let me tell you why you're here. You're here because you know something. What you know you can't explain, but you feel it. You felt it your entire life. That there's something wrong with the world. You don't know what it is, but it's there. Like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. At last. Welcome, Neo. As you no doubt have guessed, I am Morpheus.
It's an honor to meet you.
No. The honor is mine. Please, come, sit. I imagine that right now you're feeling a bit like Alice. Tumbling down the rabbit hole? Hmm?
You could say that.
I can see it in your eyes. You have the look of a man who accepts what he sees because he is expecting to wake up. Ironically, this is not far from the truth. Do you believe in fate, Neo?
No.
Why not?
Because I don't like the idea that I'm not in control of my life.
I know exactly what you mean. Let me tell you why you're here. You're here because you know something. What you know you can't explain, but you feel it. You felt it your entire life. That there's something wrong with the world. You don't know what it is, but it's there. Like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. It is this feeling that has brought you to me. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The Matrix.
Do you want to know what it is? The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us. Even now, in this very room. You can see it when you look out your window or when you turn on your television. You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes. It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth.
What truth?
That you are a slave, Neo. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch. A prison.
What up? What up? What up, family?
Unfortunately, no one told
What up? What up?
Make sure you guys can hear me okay. This your boy Ty Date in the building, the Cyborg in the building. YouTube had picked up on the audio. And they might be blocking us temporarily. So let me get a better signal. I'm going to slow down. Let me get a better signal to see if they gonna let us make it past the scene before we kind of go in. Can everybody still hear me? Are we still live? Yeah, we still should be live. We got Ghost in the building. What's up, Ghost? How you doing, family? We got Ron Redbird in the building, the original one in the building. Soul Journey in the building. Hey, Soul Journey, how you been? How everybody doing? We got Curry Bay in the building. Islam family in the building. Matter of fact, you should have. Let me go ahead and suit you up, family. That's family right here. Go ahead and suit you up. So it looks like they're gonna let us keep going. So we gonna get in deep. We're gonna have a part 2. So this is part 1. So I'm gonna try to keep it light as possible. And we're gonna try to get more in depth in part 2. But hopefully by the end of this series, it should be able to raise your consciousness a little bit, to be able to understand a little more about what's going on. So today the name of the show is called The Social Engineering Indoctrination / The Checkmate of Consciousness. Checkmate. Golden Crowd. Golden Crown. Sparrow in the building. What's up, family? How you doing? The Warriors in here. I don't know if a lot of people study social engineering. I don't know if people know the difference between social engineering, political engineering, just public engineering, or just, engineering, period. Society engineering. I don't know if a lot of people is familiar with that. And this right here is something that you're going to have to do some work, and you're going to have to get your own opinion. This ain't one of those things that you can just go to Wikipedia and get a proper definition and say, okay, that's what that is. Hold on, I'm kind of far back from the screen, so if I lean forward, it's gonna mess up all my whole little scene. So I can't see the words. I can't see all the words, but it looks like it say Sparrow. That's what it looked like it say. My screen's kind of far back because of S and P, and then it looks like a O or A or something like that. But I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. But this is gonna be kind of important because this got to do with, why we here. What are we doing here? I recognized these tactics a long time ago. But what they don't know is that we've been using the social engineering tactics that they using on y'all. We have been using it on them. And so now they're in a situation where they cannot take back what has been done. Now I'm getting a signal that says I'm going off the air. So let me get a second to check to see if I'm still here. What has been done. Now I'm getting a signal that says I'm going off the air. Okay, stream unavailable. Okay, so what I gotta do is I'm gonna have to pause this so I can get my signal back up. Give me 1 second. Let me pause this scene, and then that way Google will let me continue with no interruptions. Otherwise, hold on. Okay. Can you hear me? Nope. Can you hear me now? Okay. Let me get myself set back up. Can you hear me? Okay, there we go. You can hear me now. Nope. Can you hear me now? Yeah, so we're going to have to fix that. Let me get myself set. Because this is our movie. And these scenes has a very high level of consciousness in them. And so, you know, I don't know if people understand, you know, the full concept of what's going on, but you heard it yourself. Your oracle said that the movie was designed to raise your consciousness, and the movie is designed around pretty much everything we got to say. But anyway, now it looks like I'm back on. It looks like we're good. So let's get it in. Now, first off, let's start with just simple, basic understanding of social engineering. Now, my concept of social engineering is a little bit different than Google's. Now, if those people who need validation from Google or validation from certain people, you go right ahead and just Google it. But there's more than one types of social engineering, so you have to put them all together. I just put social engineering at the top of the engineering because they all fall under the social engineering umbrella. There is political engineering, there is science engineering, there is even, you know, doctoring, like doctor and medical engineering. There's all different types of engineering that people has been subject to, and this type of engineering is used so much that it's normal. But I'm here to talk about one specific type of engineering, and that's social engineering and indoctrination from our people. Now, I don't think it's nothing wrong with social engineering your people, but when you social engineer your people to squeeze them for money, it's a con. When you social engineer your people to believe that they got knowledge that's not useful, it is very misleading. If you're social engineering your people to think that you have the answers but no results, that is a con and a lie. Now, if you can socially engineer your people and give them information that they can actually implement and hire and raise their environment, not just their consciousness, not just their outlook on the world. Where I'm from, we call that maturing. You see, when you get a little older and you look at world a little bit different, and you know a little more than you used to. Where I'm from, I call that maturing. You are maturing. Some people might call that being woke. And I'm going to give you a perfect example. If you have a man that live on a trailer boat, 2004, okay, he let's say he get introduced to one of these fashion groups. He began to be real keen with the Bible. He began to get real keen with the Quran and all these books and all this knowledge. But in 2018, he still lives on a trailer boat. Now, this guy in a conversation would probably be a very intellectual person when it comes to certain subjects. And you would be probably very surprised or a lot of the knowledge and a lot of things that he know. But his life is still the same as when he first got into so-called consciousness, or so-called woke. And so he still lives on a trailer boat. So do you think this guy is woke? Do you think he's woke because of that? That's not woke. That's social engineered. He has been indoctrinated. You has been social engineered. Now, if you got a guy, let's say this guy just got out of prison, got him a little gig at a restaurant. He come into a higher form of consciousness due to, let's say, one of religious groups. Now this guy owns a farm. This guy owns a factory. Matter of fact, let's say he don't even deal with no religious groups. Let's say he don't really know nothing about the Bible, nothing about Kemet, nothing about the history, nothing. He don't know nothing about that stuff. But he can break down the ins of the apps. He can break down the ins and the outs on how to start his farm and the business. So he went from being in prison to owning a business, a legit successful business. Now that, my friend, is woke. You see, because he only learned the knowledge that he can actually use to benefit him. So if I'm teaching you something that you cannot use, then what that's called indoctrination. Now this is my definition. You can go look up Google's if you want to. This is my definition. Now some of the basis of the Aboriginal philosophy and the information that these scholars is teaching. And by the way, there was a tight build with AP and A1 and the panel that they did yesterday. Y'all need to go check that out. Now they giving you knowledge that you can actually use. You see what I'm saying? You can actually use this stuff. But anyway, that's not part of the conversation. But right now I just want you to understand the difference between indoctrination and a person just maturing. You see, that's where I call it. That's what I call it. And so these platforms has been indoctrinating you guys and has been using social engineering tactics, political science tactics, and different types of tactics to shape you guys. So if you think you're woke and you think this platform woke you up, but you're still in the same situation you was in before you met the platform, you're not woke, family. You have been socially engineered, and you have been tricked, and you have been indoctrinated. There is a big difference. Now, I can't say that it hasn't happened to me, but if it did, I am 100% aware of it. And so it's very important you understand, because the same tactics that they use on y'all, we have been using on them. And now they in a situation where they can't take what has been done. They cannot take it back. So the community will ever be changed. The Aboriginal philosophy is here to stay. It is not going nowhere. It is just growing by the second. It is growing by the day. It's here to stay. Whether you agree with it, whether you think these guys are clowns, whether you think they're liars or cons, welcome to the real world. Because whatever you spew, chances are somebody think the same about you. So there is no turning back now. But truth be told, the Aboriginal philosophy, and it's old. It's been around for a very long time. But the revive and the culture that has been attached to it is very new. And we talking months old. And so but now it has become the giant. There is nobody want to hear anything else. Nobody want to hear about Kemet no more. Nobody want to hear about, these little books and these little religions no more. Okay? And the reason why that is because the tactics they was using on y'all to socially engineer you guys, we've been using the same tactics for them to talk about what we want them to talk about. See, they don't talk about what they want to talk about. They talk about what we want them to talk about. And if you think about that for a second, that's like a lion waking up, trying to pretty much thinking about what the ants are doing. Like, dude, you a giant. Why do you care? So we use those same tactics. Now, I'm not going to break it down how we did that, but I am going to give you some information on what set it off and who put the battery in my back and who put the battery in our back. Somebody says, Lisa Robinson says, I've been horrifically awakening. I think that's 3 years going on 4. Well, Nevada, Eva be the same. Sorry, y'all. I am far from. I am kind of far, so reading the computer is going to be a little difficult for me. So she have been awakening. Now this is a perfect example. Thank you for sharing that. And now I'm just going to ask you some questions. I would just want to know how different is your life from when you were asleep? Because if you're talking about the way you look at the world and the knowledge that you gained, you know what I'm saying? I look at that as maturing. But if you actually use your information to better your situation, you are woke. And welcome to the Matrix. You are now woke when you are able to implement your knowledge. Now, many of these people waste, I can't say they waste their lives. Let me take that back. Many of these people use their lives to get very, very indoctrinated and very, very educated in information that they cannot use. So it is like it is like a glass of water that you cannot drink. You can only floss it around and look at it. She can see the world clearly now. It's not what that is called maturing. Where I'm from, I call that maturing. Family type data. What's good? What's good, family? What's good? Right. Strength and progression. Right. Don't waste your time using stuff that you learning stuff that you cannot implement sometimes. But don't get too indoctrinated in it. And this is what I mean by this. I'm going to use the simple tactic. Peace, family. Lotus in the building. I got you. I'm going to use the simple tactic, you guys. Not a tactic. A simple saying. Now, if I took a young boy and I take him on a boat and I teach him how to fish, and I show him step by step how to fish, now he know how to fish. But if I show him a cartoon of some people fishing, if I give him a book on how to fish, if I give him a motivational speech on how to fish, can he fish? See, I just indoctrinated him with fishing information. So can he fish? What do you think? Now, I'm going to say, yes, he can fish, but at the same time, he don't know nothing about fishing because he haven't implemented it. He read it, saw some cartoons, maybe some songs about it. Maybe there's a fishing dance he know how to do. But until he take that knowledge and go out there and implement it, he don't really know how to fish really. But he can tell his friends how to fish based on his knowledge that he know. He can go to school and say, yeah, you don't know what you're talking about, buddy. According to the, this article, these are the best lures that you need to use. You're wrong. You're wrong, Jaguar. That's not how you fish, family. I have the document. I have a primary source on how to fish. You cannot tell me nothing wrong. You cannot tell me. But yet I myself have never even fished before. But guess what? I am heavily indoctrinated in fishing. So it kind of bears to ask the question, like, when you learning something and you're heavily indoctrinated in it and you're very sharp in it, what is the purpose of that? What is the purpose? What you know what I'm saying? What is the purpose of learning how to fish if you're not going to go out there and do it? You see what I'm saying? If I'm never going to go out there and fish, why is I'm going to waste my life reading about it, learning about it, talking about it, but I'm not going to do it? Lisa says, I use the knowledge only for my growth and benefit, and to shape with others. I am aware I cannot do anything apart from the higher power. I am a senior. I am on a different level. Okay, that's pretty deep, because now she just said she don't, you know what I'm saying, the knowledge that she gained is for her benefit. So that means she use it. So ain't nobody out there just learning how to, just reading up on fishing. Go do it, man. Go do it. And I'm ready to go fishing, you guys. I'm tired of talking about it. I'm telling you, I'm not going to be here in November trying to get a debate with Brother Jabari or some shit. I don't have the luxury to do that. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not here for that. But the point is that the social engineering tactics that they use on y'all, we use them on them. And because of that, they can no longer not talk about the Aboriginal movement or the Aboriginal philosophy. It is here to stay, you guys. It is here to stay. It is not going nowhere. And I tell you a little bit before I get out of here. I tell you a little bit about how I'm not going to go deep this time, but the next part 2, I'm going deep in. I'm going deep in. But I'm going to tell you a little bit about how I got the battery in my back and how the motivation and how the information came out. It actually started a long time ago. Use some of the social engineering tactics. But Chief Holiday, the one who put the battery in my back. And so now I can tell you a little bit about. But before I do, I want to let you know the Aboriginal movement is here to stay. There's nothing else to talk about. Don't nobody want to hear anything else. This philosophy is actually very old. A lot of people been talking about it in the 90s, even in the 80s. It is nothing really much too new about it. But some of the guys and some of the scholars have come up with a lot of new groundbreaking stuff and a lot of claims that has not or cannot be debunked. But this is like Johnny Gill remaking a Michael Jackson song and reviving his career. Like, how do you do that? Social engineering. Simple tactic. Social engineering. If Eminem remade an Elvis Presley song and revived his career, how can you do that? Social engineering. But when you're social engineering, what is your purpose? Now, if the purpose was to squeeze dollars from you, that's a con. If the purpose was to keep you right there where you at just so I can see you, I just want to make sure everybody in my chat room every day at this time, I don't want nobody to be out doing anything constructive. I just want to know you here. Now that is ego. Now, when it comes to a lot of us Americans, there's 3 things that drive us, and this is how it's very easy to social engineer us, especially us men. When it comes to money, when it comes to pride, and when it comes to ego. Now, many of us, these are the things that drive us, and it's very easy to pull different little strings of those. Now in our community, money, oh shit, hold on, money is something that's very motivated by. And so one of the keys with dealing with the public is not to talk about money and not to tell the melanated people. And excuse me if I use the word black. Don't you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? That's the indoctrination. So I have been hit with the indoctrination as well. You see? I have been hit with that as well. And so so when you're dealing with that, you got to understand that money is a big part of these communities and these platforms. Now, they don't really respect you, and they don't really care how many people you got. They only care who's making money out here. Now, you notice all the people that's out here making money, you notice they click together. They roll together. The people who's making the money. Like this little platform, nobody's too carried about it until we start advertising businesses, until we start thinking like, you know, till we start representing and acting like we got money. Now people will be like, man, they making money over there. So now there's a different reaction, and there's a different feel to the people who's making money, because the people who make money, they roll together. Now the people who make little videos, you know what I'm saying, they just want to get the knowledge out. They not worried about money. No matter if you have they don't care how many subscribers you have. But the second you tap into that money that's being made, now you have been on a different level in this community. Now there's only a few people in this community that has successfully made a good amount of money in this community. And those people roll together and they stick together. Do not let the different fascists or different religions fool you. If they're making a decent amount of money in here, they roll together. Now the best thing about us is because we don't have a lot of money. So therefore they don't take us serious. It don't matter how many platforms you got. But see, when it comes to Dan Calloway, see, they think Dan Calloway is making money. And that is an issue. That is a big problem. Because they feel like it's their money that he's making. He shouldn't be getting that money. That money should be for us. And this is one of the main reasons why he's under attack. Now, if he didn't have any businesses, if he didn't have any businesses and he wasn't doing anything, I don't know if he's even making money. But just for the simple fact, let's just say he is, because they think he is. Now, we make videos every day, but don't nobody care about us. We're small fish. We're small fish. But those who make money are big fish. Now, this is one of the ways that you can socially engineer people, is with the puppet string of money. And this is one of their motivations. And this is why you can always calculate people's every move, because you know what they're motivated by. You see, if I know you want my money, I can say, hey man, go out there and wash that car for me. You're going to go wash that car for me because I know what you want. You see? But if I say, if you don't want money, and I say go out there and wash that car, you're going to be like, man, so what I look like, a crackhead, dude? You got me dumb. You know what I'm saying? But if I could find out what you want, okay, maybe, okay, he don't want no money, okay? Now I'm confused and shit. I'm confused because he don't want no money. And these guys on these platforms, Omac, Jaguar, A1, they're not after money. So it's very hard to control them, because money is not what they want. So this is why a lot of people don't like debating you guys. It's because you're uncontrollable, because you're not motivated by money. You're not going to sell out. I can't go to AP and say, hey man, I got $2,000. I want you to stop talking Aboriginal. Nigga, you gonna get shot, nigga. Like, straight up. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so this is one of the things that I like about this movement, is because it's not motivated by money. And this is one thing that makes us very dangerous, because we have a no sellout policy. And this is culturally. No one read no pamphlet on fucking Chief Holiday, how to be a pal of Chief Holidays. No selling out. No this. This is all happening naturally and culturally. You see? And there's no social engineering involving. No social engineering involved. This is nature. But anyway, so that's one of the things how you can calculate and how you can engineer these people to do and say what you want them to do is with money, because that's their motivation. Now, when it comes to ego, now, ego is something very different because it varies from person to person. Now, if you are a very mature person, or if you are a person that, let's say, if you are a mature person, and most likely you have you know, you're the type of man who would try to, you know, your ego has to be checked at the door. It has to be checked. And if it's not checked, we can string you by your ego like a puppet. Easy. Now, the first thing when you're dealing with ego, you want to find out what their relationship status is. Because most women, not all, well, some women will not deal with you if your ego is not in check. Now, might be some young chicks out there that they might like your ego. You walk around like you're the toughest. You know what I'm saying? They might deal with that. But if you're going to keep a woman, this is Ty Data speaking, no books, no PhD, none of that. You're going to have to check your ego. Now, you might be able to get her with your ego, but if you're going to keep her, majority of the times you have to check that. That has to be checked to get a good woman or keep her a good woman. But some women are not. Some women can, you know what I'm saying, but some women don't care. They enjoy your ego. They think it's cool. They like, you got you out there, you got this little dangerous life, you know what I'm saying, you cool, you bad, and they like that. But we're just talking, you know what I'm saying? So it doesn't work for everybody, but this is one thing you have to look at. You look at their relationship status. Now, some men, they like to sweep a woman off her feet. So their ego has to be completely dismantled to do that. You cannot have a full-blown ego and sweep your wife or sweep your woman off her feet. It is difficult to do. Not saying it can't be done, but it's very difficult. Now, when you're looking at the relationship status, you can say, okay, well, obviously he know how to check. Obviously he know how to properly manage his ego somewhat because he has a woman. But if he's a single guy, it's a stereotypical concept that his ego's not checked. This guy's unpredictable. Snap the fuck off at you. Shank the shit out you. However you want to look at it. It is not true. It's just stereotypical. And it's just, you know, it's a numbers game. But you got to feel the person out. You got to feel them out. So when you're dealing with a lot of the single guys out there, you can say, you know, that's the you could say that that's a guy. He don't have to check his ego because he don't have a woman to have to bow down to sometimes. Okay, you have to bow down to the woman sometimes if you're going to keep her. You see what I'm saying? And that's not all over the board. That's the scenario I'm talking about. Because some men are very dominant and women love it. So, and then, so that's one tactic you can look at, and you can string them along based on their ego. See, I can feed your ego and I can social engineer you to do what I want you to do, depending on how deep you go into it. Now, the third one is pride. Pride. Now, pride can be dangerous, and pride can be one of those things that can be very, very explosive. Now, when you hurting somebody's pride or you dealing with somebody's pride, it kind of go hand in hand with ego. They work together. Pride and ego work together. They're buddies. You see what I'm saying? So they're buddies. Now, there's more, but we're just going to talk about 3. When you're dealing with those 3 things, but when you're dealing with a person's pride, you can listen to the way they talk. When people talk with passion, they talk with conviction. They know what they're talking about. I'm not changing my mind. I don't care if you bring the scientific fact right here in front of me. I'm not changing my mind. Those boats we came from Africa. I don't care what Chief Holiday proved to me. I don't care what Dane Calloway proved to me. I am not changing my mind. I don't care. I asked you for the primary source. You gave it to me. I don't care. It's garbage. It's the white man's. It's garbage. That's that pride. Now, this is how you able to string and social engineer a lot of people. But while they busy social engineering y'all, we're social engineering them to talk about what we want them to talk about. You're going to talk about Aboriginal philosophy. That's what you're going to do. We don't want to hear all that other stuff anymore. And how are we going to do that? Now, I had a conversation a couple months ago. Chief Holiday A1, we on the phone. And I'm trying to get, what is the goal here? What are we doing here? A1 right off the bat, no questions asked. Man, I just want to get the knowledge out. Ty Data, I ain't with all that weird shit, that goofy shit. I just want to get the knowledge out. He didn't say that those exact words, but that's the way I took it. Like, nigga, I ain't trying to hear all that bullshit, fam. I just want to get the knowledge out. I don't care. I just want to get the knowledge out to my people. That's it. That's A1 right off the bat. No questions asked. Boom. So his goal. Boom. Set in stone. Okay, bro. But that let me know that somebody needs to look out for him. Because that's some of the same reason why some of these rappers and some of these athletes, get taken advantage of. Because most of these rappers, they just want to rap, couple dollars, you know what I'm saying? Couple dollars, couple, some women, whatever. And they ain't tripping. Some of these athletes, man, they just want to play some basketball. This stuff fun. They ain't tripping. They don't care about no money, no finances, and going and open up libraries in the hood and all this. Man, they just want to have fun. Because there's nobody looking out for them. You see? And so, but I was talking to Chief Holiday. Chief Holiday a little more business happy. He got his little plans, his little goals and stuff like that. And so I asked him, I said, what's the goals? He was like, man, we want to get these bigger platforms talking about Aboriginal philosophy. We want to get them talking about Aboriginal philosophy. That was one of the goals, and that was one of Chief Holiday's goals. And so that was the battery that was put in my back, because that's what he said. That was one of the goals. We want to get their knowledge on a big platform, and want to get their knowledge, out to the people. And so I'm thinking like, okay, let's do it. So I told him, I said, Chief, they're going to need an Aboriginal under their wing. They're going to need an Aboriginal on their team that they can control. Because you guys are not motivated by money. You guys are unpredictable and cannot be controlled and string along. Because you can't go to AP or A1 talking about, I'm going to give you a couple of dollars to change your shit up. You're going to get shot. Okay? So I'm saying, how good is your people, man? Because they're gonna need an Aboriginal under their wing. He said, man, we good. He was like, ain't none of us going. He like, we good over here. We solid over here. Ain't none of us going, family. I'm like, okay. But once, you know what I'm saying, once it gets started, if you're, you know what I'm saying, they gonna need one. And I told them, I said, if they don't get you, they're gonna clone you. It's gonna be a little young Chief Holiday on somebody's platform around here. We laughed about it. We joked. So now that's one of the goals. Let's get the big platforms to talk about Aborigine philosophy. What has been done cannot be taken back. So now it comes to social engineering them, because they're focused on socially engineering you. Now it comes to social engineering them. And we know there's three things that motivate them. Money is number one. Pride is number two. And ego. There you go. Now, so I ain't gonna get down into the nitty gritty, but let's just say that's all they talk about. You know what I'm saying? Checkmate. Nobody want to hear that other shit anymore. Don't nobody want to hear about ancient Africa anymore, family. It's done. It's a wrap. You are forced to talk Aborigine philosophy. Their last 4 or 5 videos, that's all they can talk about. It cannot get it. You cannot get away from it. You can try to. You can see this video and you can try and say, you know what, we're going to talk about, you know, the dolphins. But we know what you're thinking in the back of your head. You can say, you know what, we're going to go out, we're going to do some exercise videos. Yeah, you can do that if you want to. But we know what's going on. And I told Chief Holiday, I said, Chief Holiday, there's going to be a debate. Because the debate brings money. And we know that a lot of these platforms are motivated by money. And the Aborigine philosophy is not. They don't care. These dudes don't care, man. They're not after money. They want to get the information out to their people. You see? Now, so what has been done cannot be taken back. You cannot take that back. The most success of your YouTube career is going to happen on Aboriginal soil, on Aboriginal time, and with Aboriginal business, whether you like it or not. The Aborigine community is here to stay. I'm very proud of you, of the family. Maybe I might have my little differences. Maybe some of the claims might be a little huger than what I expected, or whatever it may be. But I just want to let you know, you guys, this shit is here to stay. Whether we're being revived, whether it's been whatever the case it may be, it's here to stay. Now, this is where I want to get a little personal at. Is because we're going into a new month. Some people say a new moon, a new sign, whatever you want to call it. We're going into a new month. I don't have the luxury to sit here all the time and try to get a debate or try to get a couple dollars out to people to go give me some t-shirts and some fancy shit. You see what I'm saying? And so I'm not going, you know what I'm saying? So I can't do it. I can't be sitting here in November with some little Matrix background and some little shit I made up, came up with, talking. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I need progress. We need progress. You understand? We need progress. Because if we're going to sit here and talk all the work that AP is doing, all the work that Chief Ether is doing, all the work that A1 is doing, is going to get lost. Because I tell you right now, all they need is at least 1 or 2 celebrities to come out and back them up. And they can push you back. And they can try to come back. You see, that's all they really need. They just get them a nice little celebrity and say, hey man, this is Will Smith, and he said we came from Africa, such and such and such a. Now these motherfuckers just came back to life. They're not completely dead yet. You see, and I don't mean that literally. You see what I'm saying? That's all they need. If they can get a hold of Will Smith, a Queen Latifah, you know, somebody like that, and get to spit they stuff, they got a chance to come back. But if we are building this new crew that's been started months ago, started building, Queen Latifah ain't gonna save you, fam. Will Smith ain't gonna save you, fam. Jay-Z's not gonna save you, fam. But that's only if we get the building. We going into a new moon, a new month, a new sign. Make sure you here to move. We're not here to socially engineer you to buy our t-shirts and shit. Cause if you really want to get to buy some shit, Tidata got some products for you. From toothbrushes. I mean, I got some products for you. I can sell you all types of stuff. But I don't want your money. I want their money. I'm on Amazon. I'm on eBay. I'm taking their money. I don't want yours. Your money's no good here. And if you know what I'm saying, we don't want to sell you our little products, little t-shirts, but we do want to represent progress. So we might come out with something for you, a nice little progress, a nice little, you know, nice little shirt or something, because we want to represent progress. We want to show you guys we progressing. So we might come out with a product or two, but this is not what we're here for. This is not our ground. AP just want to get the knowledge out. A1 just want to get the knowledge out to the people. We don't want you to buy a subscription or some shit to AP's channel. They enjoy it. It is very prideful. It is natural. They're doing what nature intended them to do. Get the information out to your people. There's no battery in their back. These guys came from 5, 6, 7 different camps. We just had a dude the other day say he was a hardcore Nuwaubian. And he finally came home to the Aboriginal movement and Aboriginal philosophy. Now how deep is that? And these guys are all around. These guys got their baskets in a row. And you mean to tell me you gonna leave the Nuwaubians that got all their baskets in a row? Say what you want to say about the Nuwaubians, but Nuwaubians got their shit together. Who's just getting to know each other? We just started talking a couple months ago. You left that to come to this? That's nature, family. That is nature. There is no social engineering. We're not using those social engineering tactics. We might, you know what I'm saying, we might come up with some little graphic stuff, you know, play around with, experimenting with, you know, but we're not doing that for y'all. We're doing that for them. They the ones affected by what we're doing. You see? And so it started a while ago. But I'm not going to talk about that. We're going to wait for part 2 because it's getting deep. It's getting deeper, and it's going to get deeper. Now, everybody understand social engineering. You can go get your articles on it. You know what I'm saying? AP, let's put the book down for a second and let's pick up something on social engineering, because these are the tactics they have been using on you guys. And I noticed these tactics, you know what I'm saying, way back, you know what I'm saying, with Lex Vortex. I noticed these guys, you know, was using social engineering tactics on y'all. And so now people walking around talking about they woke, but they still wearing the same jeans and shit that they was wearing when they was asleep. You still got that same outfit you wearing when you was asleep, fam. That's not woke. That is called social engineering, you guys. You have been social engineered to be alike. And anybody that's different, they cut you off and cast you out. You see? And matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna go in a little bit. Because I want you guys to understand this, and I want your consciousness to be raised, but I want you to be able to use it. So if you learn about social engineering, know when it's being used on you, and also know how to use it, implement it. Want me to go in? Okay, let's go in. Fuck it, let's go in. You know what? Let me go ahead and fade out real quick. Take a little break real quick. I gotta use the bathroom, and I'm gonna come back, and I'm gonna go in. Fuck it. I'm gonna go in. Give me 1 second. Okay, family. I'm getting a weak signal from Google. So if you can hear me, just give me a couple seconds so the signal can get back a little, can get better, and then we're gonna go in. So it looks like my signal is back. So let's go in, you guys. Let's go in. Now, let me tell you. Testing, testing, testing. Family, can you hear me? Testing, testing, testing. There we go. There we go. So what I'm saying is that no sound. The sounds, yeah, the sound should be back. Mic check, mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check, mic check.
Mic check, mic check, mic check.
No sound, fam? No audio? Okay.
Mic check, mic check. Mic check. Mic check, mic check, mic check.
Mic check.
No sound, fam?
I hear it on the phone.
No audio?
Press 1 if you can hear me.
Okay. Mic check, mic check. Mic check. Mic check, mic check, mic check.
Press 1 if you can hear me.
No sound, fam? I hear it on the phone. No audio? Press 1
Hold
if
up.
you can hear me.
How you guys can't hear me, but I can hear it through my phone? Okay, okay. Sojourner can hear me. Sojourner can hear me. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate your energy. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. So what I was saying is that the little guys have socially engineered the big guys, but we need to be able to take this information and know this information, because when we go on to the next one, when we go on to the next phase, when we go on to the next people that we got to deal with, because they're done. They're done. We wiped through them in like 4 months, 4 or 5 months. They're done. But they can come back if we don't start building. All they need is one well-known celebrity, and you know they can pull it off. You know they could. All they need is one well-known celebrity to revive themselves, to come back, and they gonna grab people, gonna gravitate over there. But if we start building, they are gone forever. And I don't mean that in like a diabolical way. I just mean like we ain't gotta worry about that no more. You see what I'm saying? And so, but when it comes to social engineering, what we attend to do is when you come to social engineering information, you should be able to know that right off the bat. If I sit here and I tell you, the black woman is God. Now, maybe I do believe that. Okay, maybe I believe that. But you also have to look at it as a social engineering standpoint as well. It's not saying it's not true, but you have to be able to look at it like that. Like, what if black women start believing they're God? How would that socially affect them? You know, peace, Chief Holiday in the building, peace. How would that socially affect them? What type of power would that give me over them? So when you're doing social engineering and having social engineering information, you need to be able to take what people say and look at it like that. But when you know what people's motivated by, you can always predict their information, and you can always predict their next move. AP in the building. You can always predict their next move because what they're motivated by. See, if I got a piece of cheese over here and there's a rat over here, I know that rat is going to get that cheese. So I can easily trap him. I know where you going, fam. I know where you going. Because we know what you're motivated by. And that's also social engineering. But let me go in a little bit on social engineering, and this is also gonna be a little personal, but I'm gonna try to keep as less personal out of my personal life as possible. Now, for example, when you tell people, let's just use the interracial dating issue. Now, when you tell people that you hate yourself, these people, they hate themselves. They deserve to die. They are coons. They are not real people. Now, you got to understand what that means in a social political sense. Because when you break down these dudes that got these white girls, when you break them down, first thing you need to understand is these white girls out here recruiting. They are recruiting. Okay? You got little 14-year-old little boys out here with 19-year-old little girlfriends, and the mama is not pressing charges. Okay? They're out here recruiting. They're out here molesting us. They're out here taking advantage of us, and in a lot of cases our moms let them. A couple years ago, you had a young boy 17 years old. He had a white lady 32 years old. Lived in a trader home. The mom let him. The mom didn't even call the police on her. And this little boy got caught missing. Hung up in a tree. Because the people in that neighborhood was so bogus and they was hating so bad. They're out here recruiting us, y'all. And I say this for the women. Black women, they're recruiting us young. So what you need to do is start calling the fucking police, getting their ass locked up. If you have a 14-year-old boy and he come in the house with a 22-year-old white girl spending the night and shit, and you don't call the police, call the police. Get their ass locked up. Because chances are most of these guys out here, somewhere down the line, there was an older white girl, there was an older white lady that recruited him when he was 12 or 13. There's nobody out here 12, 13, 14 making some conscious, rational decisions on the proper person to marry. Okay? I know it sounds fucked up, but it's real. That's why I'm saying it gets deep. But see, instead of people talking about this, they're going to sit there and try to social engineer some bullshit. One of our buddy of mine, he was 15 years old. We went to school together. Northeast, his name was Justin. We went to Northeast Junior High. He was 15. He was breaking off one of the students' mom. She was 32. She used to, you know what I'm saying, they should let us drive the cars, you know what I'm saying, buying blunts, buying liquor. And you cannot tell me he hate himself. You cannot tell me because of that, you know, and chances are when he get older, what do you think he's going to like? He's going to like them. He's going to like white girls. But see, his mama knew. His mama knew. She buying him shoes. She helping out the mama. He driving her car, 15 years old. He driving her car. She feeding him. She buying him shoes. The mama knew. She ain't call the police. You know? Now I'm not trying to put no blame on it, but let's get real. And let's stop with this everybody hate themselves bullshit. Because it do exist. Don't get me wrong. But let's keep it real. They're recruiting your babies. Okay? You're 13, 14, 15 years old. If you walk in the house with a little white girl that's 19, call the police. Simple. Call the police. I got another brother, my homie Truck. My homie Truck was 16. His girlfriend was 22. He breaking her off, a white girl. 22 years old. He's 16. His mom and dad knew. What do you think he's gonna like when he get older? She doming him up, knobbing him up. He's 16 years old. She 22 years old. Like, where they do that at? Why ain't nobody talking about that? How does that play? What do you think he's gonna like when he get older? He's gonna like them. He's not hating us. He's just liking them. They're recruiting us out here young, family. And the same thing happened to our young women. You got little girls out here 14, 15 years old. Her boyfriend 19. She's 16 years old. Her boyfriend 24. So we recruiting our young women young as hell too. So now it's a role reversal. And what you think they're gonna like when they get older? They're gonna like us. Most likely, they're gonna like us. Let's keep it real, man. Let's keep it real. Let's go deep. Let's go deep. Understand what I'm telling you. And this is for the single moms and for the dads. Now, I know for the dads, just like, hey, she breaking them off. She breaking them off. Hey, now, fuck that. You want to deal with it? You really want to deal with interracial dating? Start calling the police. Start getting them locked up. There is no reason for your 14-year-old little boy to have a 19-year-old white girl driving her car and shit. She buying cigarettes. She buying blunts. Spending the night. And the father think it's cute. I know this. I live this. I've been through this. And I'm pretty sure if you got a white girl out there in the audience, or you know what I'm saying, out there with the people, I'm pretty sure you experienced it as well. They are recruiting us young, sisters. We don't hate you. We don't hate ourselves. We are getting recruited young. Get they ass locked up. Get their ass locked up. Or whatever it may be. You got teachers out here. They got teachers out here doming us up. Okay? You got friends' moms. Got a little white friend, his mom doming us up. 12 years old, 13 years old, 14 years old. White girl, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24. I'm the coolest shit. We the coolest shit she ever seen in her life. And she come across a young innocent, 14 years old. And now you mean to tell me, and now they're going to indoctrinate and socially engineer the people to think that this guy hate himself? It exists. Let's get real. Some of these dudes are. Some of these dudes are bogus with it. You see, some of these dudes are bogus with it. I give you that. My signal is getting bad. It could be because in my area we're having a high data time in the area. Most likely that's what it is. But my signal is bouncing all over the place. But I want the people to understand social engineering information. And I want you to understand, sisters, that they are recruiting us young. Just like we recruit you young, I guarantee everybody out there who has a daughter, know there's a high chance that her boyfriend is going to be 2 to 3 times her age. Not times, I'm sorry. Years older. And maybe this culture and maybe this generation is a little bit different because we are a little more established than our parents. But back in our days, when we were growing up, some of our parents were drug addicts. Some of them was alcoholics. Some of them was prostitutes. Some of them was all over the place, and some of them was very hard working, and they worked a lot. And you as a 14-year-old little boy, and you got this 22-year-old little white girl driving her car, spending her money. You're going. Fuck what you're talking about. You're going. You're not finna make a rational decision, consciousness decision at 13 and 14 years old. This is where this starts at. So if you really want to deal with the issue, start by getting their ass locked up. How about just starting there? So when they start going to jail and shit, and they see these young little, you know what I'm saying, young little melanated buddies. Sorry if I use the word black. These young little melanated buddies, you know what I'm saying, dudes walking in their little towns and they riding by and shit, you know, seeing them in the mall. Hey, how you doing? You know, blah 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 blah. When, you know, they gonna think twice when they ass start going to jail. This is very big in America. No one's talking about it. Either you hate yourself. This is social engineering, you guys. What they're doing. It's called social engineering. They're not trying to fix the problem, and they're not trying to see exactly what's going on. And this is one of the tactics that I noticed right off the bat. And there's more tactics that they use, but this is one I know. This is one of the first ones I noticed right off the bat when I first came to the conscious community and I heard them speaking about it. I'm like, whoa, buddy, what? I hate me now? How the fuck did that happen? Like, are you like? These dudes is lost. And then I realized, oh, they know what they're doing. They're socially engineering you. Now let's get down to the nitty gritty. Address that one problem alone. Now I can call up some people right now. Like I say, my buddy Truck, he was 16. She was 22. He got a white girl right now. She recruited him. Young. But you let some of these people on the platform tell them, oh, these black men hate themselves. Like, what the fuck? Are you stupid? Socially engineering. Backwards. So we're going to have a part 2. Make sure you guys get that tribe up, y'all. We need to get that tribe up, y'all. And we need to start building. Now, we're going into another month. And this month, we have goals that we need to accomplish. Okay? We done smashed them already. They're done. They are forced to talk about what we want them to talk about. Me and Black Lotus clowned around on evolution. We had fun that night. We had complete fun when we wasn't serious. Black Lotus was a little serious because he a little more serious dude. I'm gonna tell you straight up, I'm a goofy motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm my grandbabies because I have 5 5 girls and 2 boys. I told mine to stay away. To stay from anything that doesn't look like. Oh, so you got boys. How old is your boys? Because if they 14, 15, if they're in their teens and they come to you with the non-melanated person, check their age, because I know it's sometimes it's hard to figure out. You be thinking like she his age, but they be fucking 18 and 19. You guys, you know what I'm saying? Buying us stuff. We driving their cars. You see what I'm saying? They are recruiting us young. A huge percent of these guys out here walking around with their little white girls has been molested by a white lady. I'm gonna tell you that now. Has been taken advantage of a white lady, and they don't go to jail, but let you do that. You go out there and be 24. You go out there and get you a 16-year-old little white girl. See what happened to you. You are going to jail. You're giving the women you're not doing the same thing as if you were a man. Oh, so one of them is 14. The girls who are between 11 and 14. Now, chances are they're going to be recruited by one of us. Chances are, and chances are they're going to like us. You know what I'm saying? I mean, let's just keep it real. You know, and I'm not talking about at that age. They can be 18-year-olds and still have a 25-year-old man. They can be 19 and have a 28-year-old. You know what I'm saying? So, but in the hood, this is normal. Well, I can't say normal, but this goes on a lot. These young men out here recruiting these young girls. It happens. My mom told me she was 15 when she first had my older sister. She was 15. And so things are getting better. Right, things are getting better because we are getting more mature. Our lives are a little more subtle, and we are a little more in tune than our parents was. In some sense, so things are getting better. But I want to let the sisters know, if he come home with the non-melanated, actually, technically it really don't count what color they is. If they're molesting them, they're molesting them. But I'm just particularly talking about the interracial dating kind. Let me see. I was 16 and I had a 21-year-old brother. I was 17. See, thank you for sharing that, sister. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty normal. See, we recruiting y'all young and they recruiting us young. But in some kind of twisted ass way, people don't want to talk about that. They want to sit here and say, well, you hate yourself and you need to go put your head in the dirt and shoot yourself because you're genetically wiping us out. It's like, well, damn, why didn't you tell me that when I was 13 years old? It's like 13 years old, your mama on drugs or whatever. You know, not everybody, but I'm just saying different situations. You know what I'm saying? When you young and you be getting recruiting by these 32-year-old, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, you know what? No, I'm not going to talk about me. I'm just going to keep it simple. But this is a conversation we need to be having, you guys. This is a cultural conversation we need to be having. It is very big on our community, you know what I'm saying? And some people think it's toxic, and they have every right to be, because it can be toxic. It can be toxic. So I know it's very difficult because people got interracial relationships. They don't want to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? They don't really want to talk about it because they have been deemed a fucking sellout for the rest of their life. They have been deemed a person that needs to be put to death. So people try to hide their little white boys and hide their little, white girls as if, oh no, that's not me. Keep it real. It is a normal conversation that should be had in our culture. But let's have it right though. Let's not have a doctrination against doctrination. My indoctrination and my political views versus yours. No, let's keep it real. I know that we do not talk about sex in my house. Well, see, it ain't even about sex. It's about social engineering. Because I can social engineer you to believe if you get somebody other than the black man, you are a disgrace to your race. Now, as a conscious person, you should be aware of that. You see what I'm saying? So all you single people out there who's conscious, you are aware of that. You know what you must do. You know what you have to do. But when you 14 and 13 years old and you get molested by a white lady that's 27, and the mom and dad and shit don't lock her ass up, chances are you're gonna grow up and you're gonna like white girls. I could bet you on that. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? There's a big difference, and that's going all across America. It's going on all across America, but don't nobody want to talk about that white lady though. Don't nobody want to get her ass locked the fuck up. But Ty Data, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I seen it. I lived it. So I know molestation is molestation. Rape is rape. Whether it's statutory or whatever you gotta put it. And I'm telling you right now, they're recruiting us brothers, sisters. They're recruiting us young. We don't hate our sisters or anything like that. But a lot of these chicks are recruiting us at a young age. And one of the ways that I say to combat that is start getting their ass locked up. Simple. I guarantee you will see a little bit of a changing. You'll see a little bit. You will see a little effect. Somebody say LBGT now has a pedophile. Yeah, people talk about that. So people talk about pedophilia. People talk about that. You know what I'm saying? But people could social engineering you. They're trying to social engineering you to believe certain stuff about them too. You know what I'm saying? But let's keep it to the let's keep it real, y'all. Let's keep it real, and let's not try to social engineer people to walk and talk a certain way. And let's keep it real. It goes on, and it goes on huge, fam. I'm letting you. It goes on huge. But before I move on, you know, I just want to show y'all the reason why I said that is because I want to show y'all how they're able to social engineer you to believe and to identify a swirler or whatever. When you see one, you automatically say that dude hate himself. But you're not looking in the psyche like most likely he's been molested by a white girl. That was his first piece that he ever had. Most likely, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, my boy Justin was 15. He was breaking off one of the students' mom. She was 32. And she used to have little parties and shit. Get us drunk, go over there, her and her friends and shit. Recruiting, family. Recruiting. Do you understand what I am saying? This is not, I'm not telling you no little isolated ass little inchy winchy ass percentage. I'm telling you a chunk of us out here. Yeah, that's it. But they don't go to jail. It's even sicker. They don't go to jail. His mom knew. His mom knew. His mom knew. She helping her. Cause now she get to go work more hours. The 32-year-old molester helping the mom out. Yeah. Yeah. But that's what they're doing to us, you guys. That's what they're doing to us. And we're not talking about it. Because of pride. Because of whatever the case it may be. That's what they're doing to us. They are molesting us at a young age, you guys. Y'all can say what you want to say. It is a high percentage. Lock they ass up. Enough of the social engineering bullshit. So I encourage you. If you see your teenage boy, now remember, he's the coolest shit they ever seen. He might be a little dark to you, or he might be a little weirdo to you, cause that's your son. But when he go out that house, he the coolest shit that somebody ever seen. Understand that. And some of them know it. Some of them little 13-year-old little boys, they know it. They walking around. We the coolest shit. They know they the coolest shit ever. Some of them know it. Now some of them don't. They just do what they do. Some of them do. They go to the mall. 19, 20-year-old little white girls. Picking them off. Bringing them home. You think they just friends. That's a molester. That's not funny. But it kind of is. But but let's get serious. And let's have real conversations, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And let's go down. And let's enter in the matrix for real. And let's start with social engineering. So ask yourself, have you been social engineered at all? Have you been told the truth? Do you know how to social engineer? And social engineer is just one word. There's lots of words that goes attached with it. Social engineering, political engineering. You got all sexual engineering. You got all types of different engineering. But I just call it social engineering. So we got to learn a lot of them. We got to learn multiple ones, not just one. We got to learn this. And so this is what happened to the big platforms. They have been a victim of social engineering. And this is why they are forced to talk about the little guys' issues. Because they're so busy social engineering you, they don't realize that they themselves has been social engineered. And so next time we're going to break it down a little bit more, and I'm going to tell you a little bit how we did it. But before I go, I want to talk to you about next month. Next month is a big month for us, especially for the people who's in the 5,000 leaders. It's a very huge month for us. And so we're not here to social engineer you to, you know what I'm saying, to, I don't know what is the purpose. Like, what is the purpose? Like, because if you know what I'm saying, if we gonna social engineer you, we gonna give you something to go out there and build something. We ain't gonna social engineer you to buy our products. So now I'm not saying social engineering is 100% bad, because it's a big part of life, and it's a big part of, you know, society. I remember when we was younger, white boys didn't used to listen to rap. They could get beat up. We used to have our little starter jackets, and we used to collect these little chromey things, these little beads. You know the things when you put your hood down and you get them little things you squeeze and you slide them up so your hood can stay. Your hood can stay. We used to collect those. We used to collect those. Now there was something that we had in our culture that we did. We used to collect the little, I don't know what they call them, but they like little, they go on a string, and they like little springy things to help close your hood. And when some of us used to have a whole bunch of different ones, and when we used to see white boys doing that, that was dangerous for them. If they walking down the street and they collecting those things like us, that was dangerous for them. They ain't used to do the stuff that they used to now. Now every time you turn around, they're calling the police on somebody. They're doing something. Now this always happened, but it's so close encounter that it looks like it's new to you. But it's always been going on. It's just that we are aware of it now. So let's keep that context. Let's keep that in context. But everybody know it. The feeling is a little bit different than when we was little. Everybody know that. The feeling was different when we was little. They see us walking down the street, they go across the street. Now I'm not saying that all the time, but I'm just giving you a scenario on what it was like when we were younger. Now look at them. Now look at the attitude. How do you think they did that? They social engineered them to be bold, to think different. Whether they use our method, I don't know. Because growing up, I listened to people. We used to listen to people like Spice One, 666 Mafia. You know what I'm saying? People like that. You know, Willie D, Ghetto Boy. So we used to listen to some real hard stuff. And we was like living it while we were listening to it. And this is to say that we're a better breed than nothing. But that was all social engineering. And now, if you're going to social engineer for the positive. Just like they got these people emboldened. I can't prove that because I don't have the numbers on that. So I'm regurgitating some stuff I hear. So I can't prove they're actually emboldened. And I doubt that they are actually emboldened. I just believe that we just see more of it because of social media and because of the environment. But to make my point, and if you believe that they are getting emboldened, why do you think they're doing that? How are they doing that? How they going from getting beat up from having some damn stringy some clips on their jacket to shooting you and getting away? How did they go from that to that? Social engineering. They're able to do that. But what are they telling your kids? What are they engineering your kids to do? Some people say they're trying to turn us gay. Some people say they're trying to turn us feminine. I hear people talk about it, but they don't talk about it scientifically. They don't talk about it mathematically. They talk about it politically. And so I think they just cut me off. Yeah, let me see. I think I'm kind of somebody said they call the police because they're scared. Like I say, I don't believe.
But they don't talk about it scientifically.
Let me see. Is we still going? Or did we stop?
And so
Talk about it. Come on, Google.
I think they just cut me off.
Press 1 if you can hear me. Press 1 if you can hear me. Press 1 if you can hear me, fam. Because my signals are weak on both Google and the software. This is why we need our own platform. This is why we need our own stuff. Family, press 1 if you can hear me. Let me see. Hold on 1 second. Press 1 if you can hear me, family. Oh, I'm still on. Okay, okay. Yeah, so in different parts of the country, they say they call the police because they're scared. Yeah. I bet you they are. I bet you they are. But it varies. It varies. Their fear. Yeah, it varies. But everybody know it was a little bit different when we were younger. They didn't even come out there in the gardens where we from. They didn't even. Yeah. Okay, family. Okay, cool. Now, I'm going to go ahead and sum everything up because there's a point to what I'm saying. But social engineering is something. But that's how they're able to do that. And I hear people talk about the political part of it, of, oh yeah, they trying to get our kids gay to wipe us out genetically and things like that. But they're not talking about the mathematical part and the scientific part of how are they, exactly how they're doing that and how to counteract that and how to do that to them. Now that is going to be very fun for me to socially engineer them. That is going to be something very, 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 very fun to me. Oh, man. I know it makes me look weird. And it makes me look a little crazy. But that is going to be fun. Is when it's time for us to socially engineer them. That's going to be fun. But anyway. Let me get to my point so I can go ahead and get out of here. And thank you guys for listening. Now, next month is going to be a very big month. It's going to be a stepping stone for the people. Now, we got these platforms regurgitating our content. They're trying to figure it out. Everybody's trying to figure it out. They asked Chief Ether 32 questions. 32 questions. I'm sorry, family, but you are learning. That's called I don't know and I want to learn. They asked the young brother 32 questions. Like, where they do they that? These guys are trying to learn. It's crazy. It's crazy. But anyway, let me get back on point. Now, if y'all really want to stamp them out, and I don't mean that diabolically, I just mean that philosophy wise or something like that, we're gonna have to start building. And that's the only reason I'm here, is to get the building. I have no other reason to be here. And so next month we gotta start going on that path. And so it's very important that you understand that, and it's very important that you understand social engineering tactics. I guarantee you every last one of us has been social engineered at some point. I'm still using the color black. I'm still saying black people. That's social engineering. I am very consciously aware that I'm saying it. Can I stop it sometimes? Yeah, I can stop it sometimes. But when I get to going on and getting in my zone, I know we're not black people. So please forgive me for that. You know, I know we're not black people, and I don't mean to broadcast us as black people. We know what we are. You know what you are. But that's social engineering on my behalf. Yeah, I'm social engineered too, but I'm aware of it. So be clear of that. Now, 2 is we finna start building. And if you're not ready to start building, that's cool. But understand this is what this all about. Chief Holiday, Dane Calloway, AP, A1, Omac Jaguar. This is what this all about. It's building. We ain't here just to get a little debate with Brother Jabari and just like we won. Okay, well, what the did we win? You know what I'm saying? What really do we here to build? It's very important, and this is my little role. I have a very little part in this. Everybody else are sinking into their roles. And the more we sink into our roles and we dialoguing with each other, we know each other personalities. Man, how's the baby doing, fam? You know what I'm saying? Did the teeth fall out? Did you get your baby teeth out? We starting to knowing each other a little more, and we're falling into our roles. And now we're here to build, not socially engineer. So let's be clear the difference between people who's here to wake you up and people here to socially engineer you. Just look up social engineer. Actually, we're on the next segment. We're gonna do that. We're gonna look more on look a lot more on social engineering. So this is part 1. The next part is going to be a little more hostile. It's going to be a little more deeper. And so y'all heard what the oracle said. She told us, you know, that they try to put us to sleep. When people wake us up through whatever it is, there's a group of people in the cut waiting to undo all that. But that's neither here or there. That's just babble. But my point is, people, is next month is a very big month for the people. Huge. We already got them where we want them. Now they think they winning, because they probably making a little money and making a little profit, because that's what they motivated by. That's what they respect. So get money all you want, but just make sure you keep talking about Aboriginal shit. Just do that. Get all the little money you want. Get all the little scrapes you want. Just make sure you keep regurgitating what A1 said last night. You know, just make sure you keep regurgitating and trying to debunk Chief Holiday theories, or whatever you want to call it. Just make sure you keep talking about that. And that, my friend, is social engineering. Because now what has been done, they can't take it back. Not stressful. We got to make the uplifting not stressful. Right, and we've been doing that. Now, people, you know what I'm saying, every now and then we throw some sticks and stones, you know what I'm saying, and we get our little feelings out. But we are a group of guys after work kicking it sometimes. And this is the type of stuff we talk about. You see what I'm saying? We not up here trying to politically social engineer the people and shit. You know what I'm saying? Me and Chief Holiday come on. Me and Chief Holiday get to talking. Chief Holiday go in on Garfield there. You know what I'm saying? This is what he do. If you go to his house right now and drink a cup of tea with him, I guarantee you he gonna be saying that shit. He's gonna be saying the same shit. It's gonna be like right on the channel. And if you come with me, I'm gonna be saying the same shit. So we're kicking it on, you know what I'm saying, on the internet. But some people are literally trying to social engineer you. And it has worked in some sense, because now you got people who walking around with the same clothes on from when they were asleep, and now they woke and they still wearing the same damn outfit. You know what I'm saying? And they still got the same life situation and when they was asleep, and they walking around talking about they woke. I'm sorry, family, you have been indoctrinated. Woke is when you actually implement what you know. If you know, for example, if you know that a meteor is going to hit your house, if you are 100% aware that a meteor is going to hit your house and smash your house, are you going to stay there? Are you going to still live there? Are you going to continue acting like walking around talking about how you know? Or are you going to do something about it? And this is the difference of what's going on. The indoctrination is information that you're using, the information that you're getting, either you're not using it, or the information is not usable. Which one is it? Because only you can judge. Only you can judge. Is the information we getting from these platforms, is the information you getting from Tad Data, is this shit usable, or are you not using it? This only can go two ways. It only can go two ways. Now these platforms, the information that they giving out, the indoctrination that they giving out, that's waking the people up, can you use this shit, or are you not using it? One of the two. Now I can't, you know what I'm saying, one of the two. So we here to raise up. We trying to raise up, family. I cannot be here. I'm telling you, I cannot be here in November saying the same shit, talking about the same shit. I'm about 2 years in this. You see what I'm saying? And this would be almost my 3rd year. But I'm not 2 years on this platform, or having, you know what I'm saying, on this platform. But I had a platform for a year. So I'm like 2 years on the platform. I don't even, you know what I'm saying? And it don't even matter. That don't even matter. But anytime you catch me saying some shit that really can't be used to implement it, please check me on it. And I'm sorry. Please check me on it. You know what I'm saying? Because that goes into indoctrination area. That goes into social engineering area. If I'm going to indoctrinate you, if I'm going to social engineer you, I'm going to send you out there to build some shit. Not. We've talked over that. It's just I want people to understand. I want people to walk away from this conversation and want people to walk away with this video like, I get it. I get it now. These motherfuckers use social engineering tactics to get all these big platforms to talk about their issues. Little 200 subscribers. Little 500 subscribers. Dudes over here got 1 million subscribers. 500,000, a ton of subscribers. And they are forced to talk our issues. And also, let me give you guys a little bit secrets how a lot of these platforms get their subscribers up. A lot of these platforms, what they do is they block a lot of people. And so what that does is that force other people to go and make they go and make new accounts. They make new accounts. You see what I'm saying? And so a lot of these subscribers that you see that has huge subscribers, because they block so many people, a lot of their subscribers are just people they block. You know what I'm saying? And they troll account who can't get in. You know, and this is why we try our best not to block people, because it's messed with the analytics. You know what I'm saying? The analytics is very important, at least to me. You know, but we have been growing, and each is on why we've been growing. But for the new people, please understand, we're not here to indoctrinate you and make you buy a Tie Data sweater or some shit and get your money. We need to move. A1 told me personally, Tie Data, I'm not into all that shit. Alright? I just want to get my knowledge to my people. Well taken. You see what I'm saying? Well spoken, well taken. That's it. Nothing else. AP said the same thing. I'm not into all that shit, Tie Data. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Miss me with that bullshit. I just want to get my knowledge to my people. That's it. I'm into all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be straight up. I'm into all that. That's me. You know what I'm saying? And so, understand, please understand what's going on, and understand you have been socially engineered. I'm sorry that it's been going on for so long, and we pretty much don't need to know the difference between consciousness and indoctrination. So we're gonna go ahead and get out of here, and when we come back, we're gonna go in and we're gonna explain to you a little more how we use the social engineering tactics to get them and force them to talk about the Aborigine philosophy. They have no choice now. What has been done cannot be taken back. We win. We win. Congratulations, AP. Congratulations, A1 Chief Holiday. Congratulations, Omac Jaguar, the whole crew. You know, Chief Eater. You won. They cannot go back now. So now what we're going to do, we got to start building. And this is the only reason I'm here, is to build. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, man. We're going to come back with a part 2, and we're going to go deep into the matrix. And you can't wait to see what's on the other side. We're going into a new moon or sun or whatever you want to call it. I'm trying to sound all mystical and shit. We're going into a new month. All right, let's keep it real. we're going into a new month, and so we have goals for each month that we want to accomplish. Family. So let me see who we got in there saying. Somebody say the truth is all the name. It is a program that tells you a vision, television program. Tell a lie to your vision while programming and guiding you. Somebody said, so Ty, make 30 channels to get my subscribers up. Make 30 channels. If you really want subscribers, you can just make a bot, man. You know what I'm saying? Just make a bot. If anybody know what autofill is, autofill, when you got your Google Chrome and you type in your name and Google already know your name and address. They already know you. That autofill. You could just make a bot for that. You know what I'm saying? You can literally program Google to autofill to fill out the YouTube application to go to your page and subscribe. And all you gotta do is just cut the bot on, and it will just sit there and non-stop and just bring your subscribers all the way up, if that's what you want. But ain't nobody gonna be watching your shit. You see what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna be watching you for real though. You know what I'm saying? You know, so that's a simple bot. If all you want is subscribers, we can hook that up. You know what I'm saying? We can hook that up in Data Dogs India. They can hook that up for you. A simple bot. Just fill out the Google application. It automatically click the next page. It automatically go to your page. It automatically press subscribe, and then on to the next one. All day, just rack up subscribers all day, non-stop. That's easy. I don't know if people do that, but I know it's not that difficult. You know, if that's what you know what I'm saying, if you want subscribers, but nobody's gonna be watching you though. So ain't no sense of sitting there satisfied with 2 million subscribers and you the only motherfucker. You talking to yourself and shit like hell no. Man, let me get out of here, man, because I'm no, man, because I'm trying to be serious, man. See, you get me goofy, fam. I'm trying to be serious. Y'all know I'm a goofy dude. I'm trying to be serious. But yeah, but that's what some people do. Some people delete. You go in their chat room, they delete you. Boom, 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 boom. What most people do, they go back and go get them another platform and they come back in. That's why, you know what I'm saying? So we don't do that over here. We don't delete people like that. But peace, family. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. We're gonna have to marinate on the information a little bit from what AP was talking about. Make sure y'all go check that out. You know what I'm saying? Those are our base. Those guys are the base of the movement. Those are the foundation which we build on, which we build upon. It's that information. But you also have to go and do the information yourself, because these guys are not trying to socially engineer you to believe them. You know what I'm saying? We don't have, you know what I'm saying, a whole bunch of people regurgitating this, you know what I'm saying, like that on purpose. We're a bunch of guys hanging out. So peace, family. We got an elder in the building. Thank you for supporting us. Make sure you get your Tribe Up app, because it shows participation. You know, it's let us know, you know what I'm saying, some analytics about us, some things like that. Those of you who's ready to start building, I invite you over to the 5000 Elite. If that's something you're into. If not, then just continue to support, you know, like us, check us out. But eventually, you're gonna run somewhere where we're gonna need some help, and you know, so make sure you check that out. But peace, everybody. We moving on to the next stage. We're moving on to the next time. And Chief Holiday, you said that's what you wanted. You said you wanted them to talk about our issues, and now they just got murdered and slaughtered. And there's no taking that back. And they failed the success of the Aboriginal conversation. They failed that money. There's money there. And they know, hey man, Chief Holiday and them don't get that money if we don't get it. But Chief Holiday and them ain't worried about that money. Y'all is. See, social engineering. That's how it works. My Tribe Up looks weak. I need to get it together. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna do an episode on Try But we, you know, it's still working. It still got some more stuff in it, but we just want to get people collected because it's ours. It's a part of our culture. It's ours, and it also tells, you know what I'm saying, it also tells a lot about the movement that we got our own stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's always good to have your own stuff at the end of the day. Somebody said the living Old Testament's creator will never be defeated. I'm not joking about that. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Sorry for that. But everybody should be proud of the scholars. Let's give it up, you know what I'm saying, for them. AP, the Consciousness One, Aboriginal Power, Omac Jaguar, Chief Holiday, Chief Ether, Corey Mayo. We got all the older people. I think his name Ashur, Duke of Tears, Ali Muhammad. You know, some of the older people. I don't know all the deep people, but you gotta give it up to them. Y'all won today. Y'all won yesterday. And now they're forced to talk about your issues every day. So be on the lookout. Be on the lookout for some of the platforms to fill you in with some more Aboriginal philosophy. But just understand the difference between doctrination and social engineering and indoctrination. When somebody hits you with a doctrination quote or a social engineering quote, whether you believe it or not, just know exactly what it is. Just know it. Say, oh man, Todd Data hit me with some indoctrination shit. What's the deeper meaning in that? You know? You know what I'm saying? Chief Holiday done hit me with some social engineering shit. I wonder what he mean by that little phrase right there. It's deeper than you think over here. So we got to deal with the next one. Everybody know who the next one is. And that ain't going to be easy. We ain't going to be able to ripe through them in like 4 months. I guarantee you that. But peace, everybody. We out of here. Sorry if I missed your name.